Today is going to be a walk and talk video. I only got 4 more laps to do and I'm done with my walk today. But today is going to be something about, let me show you. That's a round barn. Now, let's talk about that round barn. Okay guys, I don't really know what to say about the round barn right now because I'm going to find out the history on this round barn. Okay, let me catch you up what's going on real quick here. I'm going to do a video for the next couple weeks and it's going to be about where? The park I walk the most. I'm going to make a big, huge documentary about this park. I know a lot of history here already, but I don't know the history of that round barn I just showed you. So, with that clip I just did, I'm going to take that picture and put it into a site on Facebook that's in our town that has historians in it. I'm going to try to get as much history on that as well as the Boy Scout cabin as much as I can. Now I know the history of the pavilion over here. I know the history of the pool. And I know the history of the little building that, well, we get into that later. But right now, I want to talk about bringing back out my historical videos again. I want to explain why they stopped. If you remember back about a year or two ago, I used to do a lot of historical videos, and once a week or so I pick a place and do a historical video on it. I was having a blast. And for my subscribers at the time, you guys were loving it, at least at that time. But then they all came to a halt. Everything came to a stop, and I'm going to explain what happened. Back then, I was looking for places around me in my county that I knew some history of, and I was getting them on footage. I never did enter enter any of these buildings. The only thing I was doing was videotaping the outside of them and stuff. Well, I had a house lined up that had a huge historical past to it, and over the many years the house kind of became, in disarray. A lot of vandals got a hold of it and it was left alone to basically rot. Well, I learned as much history about it as I could, and I set out one morning to go get some video footage of this particular house. And you gotta remember, for years brushwood grew up around it. It was in disarray. It was in horrible shape. The only thing I was going to do was go around the house and videotape the house. I'm going to go inside, of course not. Let me tell you what happened. One morning I sat out, and it was very early in the morning. I was like, okay, I got my camera. I got my little cheat sheet of paper about the history of the house. Yeah, I used a cheat sheet, so I know I didn't goof up when I was telling you guys things. And I get there, and as soon as I get out of the car, a guy pulls up in a pickup truck. What the hell are you doing here? This is private property, get the hell off. And I was like, oh, I am sorry, sir, I'm sorry. And I said, I'm just getting video footage. He says, you're not welcome here. I'd like to ask you to leave. I said, I will leave right now. When I was getting ready to get in my car, the guy's like, look, sorry to be so hasty with you, but I just bought this place and I'm basically fixing it up. And then he told me there'd been a lot of vandals going on, a lot of people busting things. And I told him, I said, yeah, for many years we was seeing the house go downhill, and I do apologize, but I was going to basically get a video of it, and I told him I was going to put it on YouTube, and I said I did not mean to trespass or anything. He says, it's okay. I'll tell you what, sir. Wait till this house is done and come back, and I might even give you a tour. Well, I got news for you folks. When I do start the historical videos back up, that'll be one place I will not go back to and get, because he, even though I understand the guy getting upset, but he didn't have to act the way he did. And as we was leaving, he was sitting there laughing, basically, that I couldn't, he basically acted all like a big shot. So it kind of peed me off a little bit. So that'd be one place I probably won't ever get. But when I do start my historical videos back, I'm going to do it here about the park. Yeah, I am. Because this park holds so many memories for me. This park is so dear to me. And I'm going to save it, all that for that documentary we're going to do about this park. And I'm going to start this off by actually communicating with some historians in my town. Now I'm just going to flat out tell them what I'm doing. You know, I run a YouTube channel, and sometimes I like to talk about history. And go from there. There's another channel out there that does exactly what I was doing, but they was actually able to get into a lot of people's doors. You know, they was more welcome than I would be. It was a bigger outfit than I was. Yeah, not so much a bigger channel, but they had pull. How in the hell they ended up with that is beyond me, but they did. And I watched their videos. They did a damn good job. As a matter of fact, I was excited. In some ways, hey, their videos were better than mine. You know? But they was able to get into places that I tried to get into. Yeah. When I was doing these historical videos, I did try to get permission to go in some of these places. Some of these places I tried to contact the owners. They never would answer their phone. I tried everything. You know, basically having the door shut in my face. So I'm going to bring it back, but this time I'm going at it by a different point, a different way. I'm going to try to get to know some historians here and, you know, tell them what I'm doing. Be open about it. I'm open with you guys now, and maybe some of these people might open the doors for me. I mean, I don't know if this other channel is still doing what they're doing. I haven't seen a video from them lately, but, you know, why not? It's always good to have two historical, you know, things going on in one town. You know, I'm not going to copy what they did, which they did copy some of them I did, but they didn't do it purposely. They had no idea I did a video of that. Like the bridge by the graveyard. I did a video on that, and they did one as well the following year, but of course they didn't copy me. It just so happened they did the same thing. And actually theirs was probably a little bit better than mine, because they had a drone. And yeah, theirs were all scripted out, and they had a lady doing the talking, and they were damn good. As a matter of fact, I even had thoughts of maybe saying, getting a hold of this guy, and maybe him and I could collaborate together. Maybe we can network together on some of the historical videos. I even shot him a PM and telling him, hey, I watch your videos, you do fine work. I thank you for doing these videos. I do something similar to this on my channel. Their response back, none. So I figured, you know what? I'm gonna bring this back. And I'm gonna start by this park. Yeah, I know a lot of history now. I still need to learn a lot more. And we're gonna do a whole documentary on this park. And one of the main reasons I'm doing it, because this park is very dear to me. Starting to get dark. Sun's starting to go down now. Yeah. Remember me telling my last video? Usually the last 15 minutes I walk, sometimes it's in the dark. So guys, in the near future, expect the historical videos to be coming back out. I know some of you guys that asked where they've been over the past. Well, now I told you what happened to them. You know, since that one place, since that guy came out and got very angry, it made me question every place I had lined up from there. I was like, oh God, am I trespassing? But that's okay, because when I go back into it this time, I got a whole new plan to do it. I got an idea of how I can actually get permission to do some of these places. Alright guys, I think I got one lap left, and oh man, that vlogger arm is hurting. Oh, one more lap left, and I gotta go home and figure out what I'm making for supper. So until next time guys, thanks for watching. God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow. Come on, let's get out of here.